Okay, good morning. This is my presentation on the effect of social media on body dissatisfaction in women. My name is Ashlee bird-milne. So the background for this assignment was that many of the images of popular influencers on social media are photoshopped to become more conventionally attractive, which in turn solidifies the notion that a regular person's body in real life is somehow subpar. And transgender and non-binary individuals often struggle to pass or be socially seen and accepted as the gender they identify with, which is heightened by the standards of social media on femininity and masculinity and the conventionally attractive standards. Social comparison is virtually unavoidable for a teenager with a social media account from Fitspiration, which is fit inspiration images, to rapidly changing trends across TikTok, Instagram, etc. One study, Casale et al. 2021, assessed university students who did not already have Instagram accounts, showing them Instagram photos from appearance-focused pages and taking body satisfaction and self-esteem assessments before, immediately after, and a week later. While there was a clear effect on women both immediately and after a week, the effects were negligible for the men studied. Much of the literature usually focuses on adolescent women, and thus the study provided important information on the effects on men. However, it was very limited by all the participants being Caucasian. According to Barron et al. 2021, the exposure to Instagram Fitspiration, which is the fitness inspiration images, lowered body satisfaction and overall self-compassion in both men and women. Barron et al. Conducted 2 studies with 2 sets of participants, strengthening their reliability by showing they could replicate the results. However, the studies were only conducted over a very short period and didn't show long-term effects. Adolescent girls who regularly post on social media of themselves are actually more affected by body dissatisfaction than their peers, and were generally engaging in editing of their own photos, according to their self-reports, McLean et al. 2015. This use of social media was associated with more dieting and eating concerns than with their peers. And while McLean et al.'s sample size was small, this does propose a need for more studies into the matter. And second of all, the literature gap. The literature broadly failed to include transgender and non-binary individuals. Additionally, physically disabled people whose bodies are often already stigmatized by the media seem virtually absent from the studies, or at least went completely unmentioned. Since social media has only been significantly popular for under 2 decades, there is also understandably a lack of studies on the long-term effects of social media and social media exposure in adolescence and its relation to body image later in life. Over the coming decades, this gap is likely to dissipate, as obviously there will then be adults who had social media during adolescence. Many of the studies focused on Facebook as a primary social media. However, platforms such as TikTok and Instagram are becoming increasingly popular for youth, and as the content and forms of content are somewhat different on these platforms, it is important to note that there is a difference. The aim of the research that I'm proposing will aim to find the effects of social media on body dissatisfaction across a broad spectrum of gender identities in both transgender and cisgender non-transgender, that is, female and feminine non-binary adolescents, as gender today is more recognized as a spectrum. The hypothesis is that this study will hypothesize that increased hours of social media usage results in more body dissatisfaction for adolescent girls, particularly in transgender and non-binary individuals. And as you can see, the references are here below, and there is a figure of the contour drawing rating scale by Thompson and Gray 1995 as used in the Casale et al. Study. That is all for now. Thank you very much.